Hello everyone, Charlie here from Armada Design and Build in Bellevue, Washington. Welcome back for another video. Today, we're diving into something that most homeowners don't really think about until their heating bill arrives.
Honey, turn off the air conditioner.
We're talking about insulation, your home's secret weapon for comfort, energy savings, and keeping that sweet air conditioning inside where it belongs when it gets hot around here, as we all know it can. Before we start though, if you own a home, plan to remodel, or just hate paying high utility bills, hit the like button and subscribe right now, because today I'm gonna show you how to stop literally leaking money through your walls. And if you're local, right here in the greater Seattle area, come on in, visit our showroom in Bellevue. I'll personally walk you through some real insulation materials, energy saving designs, and show you how we make homes smarter, greener, and way more comfortable. All right, so let's dive in. Why insulation matters. Without good insulation, your home is basically a bucket with holes. Okay, and it's not cute, rustic farmhouse way. I mean literally paying to heat the outside. In winter, the warmth escapes. In summer, the cool leaks out. And your HVAC system works overtime trying to keep up. According to the US Green Building Council, insulation is one of the most cost-effective ways to boost your home's efficiency. Proper insulation creates a solid thermal envelope. Walls, roof, floors, windows, doors, all working together like a team. Keep temperatures stable, stop drafts, all of which means saving you money. And honestly, it's good for the environment because you're using less energy, right, to keep your home comfortable. Nobody wants to be paying to heat the driveway or the roof or the outside. Let's talk about LEED, L-E-E-D, right? And what is this and why is it important and really kind of a cool thing, and we love to participate and be part of it, right? So LEED, it's an acronym. Lots of government things are, right? And it stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. It's like the Oscars of green building, except instead of trophies, you get lower energy bills and some bragging rights. Every LEED home earns points for things like energy saving, how efficient you've built the home, using eco-friendly materials, good indoor air quality, overall sustainability, right? And the levels go from certified to silver to gold, all the way up to platinum. That's superhero tier kind of thing. And that's mostly reserved for commercial buildings, offices, things like that. Don't do a lot of platinum homes, but do a lot of platinum commercial spaces, right? So what's in it for a homeowner? Why would you do this? Number one is that here in Washington State, we have a statewide energy code that we have to meet on every project. It's part of the permitting process, right? So there are some thresholds that we have to meet. The overall benefit, right, is 20 to 30% lower utility bills, certainly a much higher resale value when you can say, hey, my home is really well insulated and I have low bills and this is a long-term thing. Better comfort in the house, right? The temperature's not going up and down. It just makes the space better to be in. Healthier air, right? This is a big one. Air quality, what's that like inside your house? Have you ever seen like the ductwork and inside that where your air is blowing through? Whew, that can be kind of nasty. And there are even real financial incentives, not just in the 20-30% lower utility bills, but tax incentives or rebates when you buy or upgrade certain things that are heavy, like a new furnace, for example. You can get a rebate on that from the government for being a good citizen and using less raw material, less energy. And so here's the thing, even if you don't chase the certification, right? Oh, gold, silver, whatever, the LEED principles still give you those benefits, right? And it's just smart building and it's good stewardship of the environment and being a good citizen, both as a business and as an individual. So we're really cognizant of that. And we certainly do all of our stuff in the way we build and recycle and demo and the materials that are coming out, those are all getting treated and go to the proper place. So we just want to make sure that we're doing our part as a good citizen of the planet. So how do we do this, right? We don't treat insulation like a side note. It's a core part of our design. And how the process works for us is, real on-site consultation. We're not trying to sell you anything. We don't sell stuff. We help you pick out and get what you want, right? We don't care how big your project is. We don't care how complex it is. We don't care how much money you spend. We just want to help you achieve your goals. right? And what you need and what's the right thing for you. We'll map out a preliminary budget. I promise it's going to be realistic, not some fairy tale low ball like, oh, it's down here and then it winds up here. That's not our intention. We want to give you a real number right out of the gate to determine like, hey, is this something that makes sense for us, right? Design phase, we're going to be doing drawings, selecting materials, managing the permit, the whole thing, shebang, get you through start to finish all the way up to construction. And then once we get to construction, we're going to install it. We're going to seal it. We're going to make sure it's inspected properly by the city. We're going to do our own inspection just to make sure that it's right. Because when you cover it up, it's gone. You're not going to see it after that, right? And then follow up, long-term, post-project, the warranties, energy checks. Hey, we've been doing this for a really long time, long enough to know that this isn't something that you think about and slap on at the end. It's something that you design into the house from the start. Now, the building departments have made it easier, and by demanding that we complete these energy code things and think about this a little earlier, which has been great, making more people think about it. So I'm not anti-energy code. It's a big deal, and you just need to make sure because it can affect what my furnace is, what are my windows going to be, and then how much insulation am I putting in the house. So it's a kind of from the beginning thing. So don't forget that. And then where it really, really counts. Where is insulation? What are we talking about, right? So attic and roof, obviously heat rises, everyone knows that, right? So if we put a good blanket on the top of the house, we're gonna keep a lot of that heat in, right? So it's headed out the roof. 25, 30% happens at poorly insulated attics and roofs. Walls, right? The right R value for your wall. But you lose less here because the heat wants to go up and there's not as much output. Walls are very, very important. There's been a new code thing on that, this continuous insulation. Talk to us or your builder about that and make sure that they're taking care of that because that's a big deal. It costs a lot of money. Floors and crawl spaces. The cold sneaking in from below. This is a big deal. Just making sure that you're not getting a lot of cold happening there. So that's really important. Crawl spaces, slabs, very, very important. Windows and doors. Okay, let's talk about windows and doors for a minute. R value, everyone's heard about R value, right? Which stands for resistance to heat loss, and a perfect R value would be 100, meaning it's perfectly insulated, you're not losing anything. Now, windows and doors are a little bit different and unique in that windows and doors resistance to heat loss or how energy efficient they are is determined by U value. And the U value is the reciprocal of the R value. So a perfect U value would be 0 instead of 100 as a perfect R value. And the reason that I think the window and door industry did this is that windows and doors R value is so embarrassingly low, like a 2 or 3 or something like that, when the wall right next to it is a 20 something. So they came up with a different way to express their insulation value, and so it's a 0.29 or a 0.32 or 0.24 or something like that, which very hard to understand what that means, but the closer to 0 it is, the more efficient it is. Windows and doors is a big part of this energy code thing, at least that we in the state of Washington have to do here. So what is your U value for your windows? Because it goes into your overall energy code calculation. So really, really important to understand what the U value of your windows and doors are when you're talking to your builder, your designer, or your architect. If you have any questions, come in. We'll be happy to talk about that and get you all smartened up on what the differences are. If I buy a 0.22 window versus a 0.28 window, and I spend $15,000 more for the 0.22s versus the 2.8s, what's my return on that gonna be, right? Okay, I spent $15,000 more on my doors and windows, but how much is that gonna help my energy bill, right? What's the return on that? If I'm a vampire and I live to be 137 years old in the house, then maybe I get my money back, maybe I don't. Those are the kind of things that will help you understand and sort of the pro-con trade-off on that, right? Ways that we can help you understand your insulation. When we inspect them, we can use a thermal camera to see where you're losing heat. Like it's, where's the heat coming out? It's like an MRI. You see the red spots, that's where you're leaking heat. And a pro tip, right? It's not just about the thickness of the insulation, it's about the installation, right? You can't take a whole bunch of really good insulation and jam it into a spot, because part of what makes insulation work is the air gap in the insulation itself, that the air is still and that it doesn't transmit that heat or cold through that. But if you compact it down, squish it, then you're making it more solid, and then it's going to be less efficient, right? A 6-inch air gap can blow your entire job. That's why our crews are trained to treat insulation like surgery. This is not just some slap it up, don't think about it deal. This is a big deal. It's gotta be clean, precise, no shortcuts, right? Really done right, because it's gonna be there behind and in the walls forever. And so we want it to be right. Doing it a second time, boy, that's just not a good thing. You wanna do it right the first time. So cost, right? Let's talk about cost. Cost, return on investment, payback kind of thing, like where are we, right? The $1 million or the $10,000 question, right? Depending on how big your project is upgraded insulation, right? Am I gonna get value out of this, right? And it can add $2,000, $5,000, $8,000 depending on what kind of upgrades you want to do. Am I going full foam or partially foam? How big is the house or the job? And people will see a savings of 15, 25% on their energy bills, right? Which means it can pay off in 4 to 7 years, depending, but we'll talk about that. But once it does pay off, right, that's kind of free money. You're just spending less to stay comfortable. It's one of those things that you have to decide. We can't decide it for you, right? We want to give you the information, so we'll help you figure that out. So think of it like buying comfort and profit at the same time. So insulation, a big deal. Some common mistakes, right? Some common mistakes that people make. Even great materials can fail with that poor workmanship, right? The installation, right? What do we see? Gaps, air leaks, the wrong R value, no vapor barrier, right? This is a big deal. Moisture buildup that can ruin insulation over time. And it's understanding the whole envelope too. In our projects, we run quality checks with thermal scan. We do a blower door test, like how not only well insulated is it, but how tight is it from an air standpoint, right? Because air turning over is one of the biggest battles to keeping it from going up and down, right? You want it pretty tight. So the blower door test is important, and we perform those. Because if I'm signing off on it, I want to sleep well at night too, to know that everybody is taken care of and that their home is going to be warm and cozy and comfortable and not be a battle to find that right temp. So insulation, it's not very sexy. It really isn't. But boy, oh boy, is it important, right? And it's smart. It's gonna save you money, comfort, it's gonna boost it. Temperature in the house stays the same or very close to the same over time. Home is greener, use less energy. Obviously that's your money thing. And then just being a good citizen because you're not using as much energy to keep your home at a good temp. So if you're ready to talk about improving your home's energy performance or to understand where it is now, like what is it and you wanna make it better, or is it good? Come talk to us, we'll help you find out. Come in, Armada Design and Build. Come on into the showroom. I'll walk you through real materials, real projects, and maybe even show you a thermal scan or two, right? So hit like, subscribe, and let's make your home work smarter, not harder.